Question number one. If you toss a coin upward with a certain initial speed, it falls freely and reaches a maximum height denoted by small letter h, a time t denoted by small letter t after it leaves your hand. Question letter A. If you throw the coin upward with double the initial speed, what new maximum height does the coin reach? And question letter B, how long does it take to reach its new maximum height? Express your answers in terms of h or t. We denote v as the initial speed of the coin as you toss it upward. So the stone reaches a maximum height denoted here by small letter h. All right. In a time, small letter t. Right. After it leaves your hand. So if you throw the coin upward with double the initial speed, all right, we are required to find h prime, which is defined here as the new maximum height reached by the coin if the initial speed is doubled. And we use the formula in kinematics, all right? The height reached or maximum height reached by an object that is thrown vertically upward with an initial speed v naught, okay, can be expressed like this. The final speed of the object at the maximum height is understood to be equal to zero. All right. So we don't include the final speed v in this equation anymore. All right. So uh, if we let the new maximum height be h prime, then h prime can just be equal to the square of 2 multiplied by the original height h. All right. Since 2g is a constant, so we can just let 2g be equal to 1. All right. And we can express our final answer for the new maximum height reached, all right, just in terms of the original height h. That is, h prime can just be expressed as 4 times the original height h. So that's our final answer to question letter A. And in question letter B, all right, where we're also asked to find the new time of ascent, all right? So doubling the initial speed v, what's going to be the new time of ascent? All right. So the appropriate formula that we use for determining the time of ascent when the initial speed v naught is given and the final speed at the maximum height is understood to be equal to zero would just be t equals negative v naught divided by acceleration due to gravity g, right? Take note, we are treating the vector quantities here as vectors like velocity, acceleration, and displacement. All right. So since we are going to double the initial speed v or v naught and acceleration due to gravity g is anyway a constant, that means our final answer to question letter B, all right, the new time of ascent will just be twice, all right, twice the initial time t. That is, t prime is just equal to 2t. This is now question number 2. You throw a stone straight down from the top of a tall tower. It leaves your hand moving at 8.00 meters per second. Air resistance can be neglected. Take the positive y direction to be upward and choose y equals 0 to be the point where the stone leaves your hand. Question letter A. Find the stone's position and velocity 1.50 seconds after it leaves your hand. And question letter B. Find the stone's velocity when it is 8.00 meters below your hand. So for question number 2, we're given the initial downward velocity denoted here by V naught, which is equal to negative 8.00 meters per second. The negative sign simply means that the direction of the initial velocity is downwards. And the target variables are, for letter A, the stone's position denoted by small letter y, and the instantaneous velocity denoted by small letter v. This is after a time of 1.50 or 50 seconds, right? After the stone leaves your hand, that is, right? So, we will compute for the position of the stone first, all right? And this is the formula that we are going to use, okay? So the position y is just equal to the initial velocity v naught times the time t plus 1/2 gt squared, all right? Because anyway, we are given the time and the initial velocity, all right? So this is an appropriate formula to use for determining the position or the displacement of the stone after 1.50 seconds. So, substituting the given quantities into this formula, we get y equals negative 8.00 meters per second, that is multiplied by 1.50 seconds, and then plus 1/2 of g, all right? Acceleration due to gravity is always or has always a negative sign, all right? And we are using here the value 9.80 meter per second squared, okay, to 3 significant figures. And then multiply that by the square of the given time, or 1.50 seconds, okay, that will be squared. So when you do our math, we will find the value of the position y, all right? First, the result of multiplying negative 8.00 by 1.50 seconds, so we get negative 12.0 meter. And that of 1/2 times negative 9.80 times 1.5 squared, we will get negative 11.0 meters. And finally, we get the value for the position y or the displacement y equal to negative 23.0 meters. So still in question letter A, we are also asked to compute the velocity of the stone after the same time of 1.50 seconds using the formula final speed equals initial speed plus gt. All right. So substituting the given quantities, we have negative 8.00 meter per second. That is the initial velocity of the stone plus negative g, or negative 9.80 meters per second squared, multiplied by the time t, 1.50 seconds. So once again, when we do our math, right, we get the value of the final speed, v, equals negative 22.7 meters per second. All right? So the stone is moving at a speed of 22.7 meter per second, and it is moving downward. That is the meaning of the negative sign of our answer here. And of course, last but not the least, for question letter B, all right, uh, we are asked we are asked to find the instantaneous velocity of the stone when it is 8.00 meters below your hand. All right. So we let the position of the stone be equal to negative 8.00 meter. The negative sign means uh, 8 meters or 8.00 meters below the reference, which is your hand. So what's going to be the instantaneous velocity of the stone when it is 8.00 meters below your hand? And the appropriate formula for finding the instantaneous velocity v is this equation. All right, final velocity v is just equal to the square root of the square of the initial velocity, or v naught squared, plus the product of 2gy. All right, where y, of course, is negative 8.00 meters. Upon substituting, all right, uh, initial velocity, which is negative 8.00 meter per second, that has to be squared, and then plus 2 times negative 9.80 meter per second squared, okay, the value of acceleration due to gravity, and then the value of the displacement, negative 8.00 meters. So finally, when we do our math, all right, we get the value for the instantaneous velocity of the stone when it is 8.00 meters below your hand. That is, v is equal to negative 14.9 meters per second. All right, the negative sign also suggests that, all right, the stone is moving downwards. That's it. We are done. Till the next episode, mabuhay, Masya Allah.